Hi, good people. Hi, TIs. It's Sherry, and I am here with some free and valuable information for you to hopefully help you benefit yourself as well as others. Okay, so I'm going to talk about puzzles today. This is a continuation of my series on trying to piece together the puzzle of and put together the big picture of what is happening to me in my situation of being a targeted individual. Okay, so, um, all right, what's going on? It's been a long week. All right, I'm off to work in a little while. And the usual, as you guys know, sleep deprivation is a big thing in this program. It's also used a lot in psyops and in warfare. You know, military utilizes that because when you are sleep deprived, obviously it changes your whole psyche, your personality. You get more irritable, more it's not good for you. So, okay, and now I'm starting to do the video, and I forgot to hit airplane mode, so I keep getting notifications. Funny, right? So I'm a little irritable this today, just a tad. And it's because the bullying, I think the long-term effects of the continued bullying, it's just, I'm usually my baseline is pretty good. Like I try to be happy. I try to be positive and funny, you know. So this is just, it grates on me to know that there's people that wish me, you know, don't wish me well and actually want to hurt me. I mean, it's very hurtful, you know. So when I think of that, though, I just try to remember that even Jesus himself, he said, just as they've hated me before you, they're going to hate you too. So, I mean, it would be no surprise that if I'm trying to live a Christian lifestyle, and again, this is very much a spiritual battle, and if there are people that obviously serve the dark side and Satan and the demons, they are not going to like me. And they shouldn't. They see me as an enemy. And if you're not with the true God, then yeah, I guess I would be your enemy because I'm on the side of the true God. So no surprise there. Some people just ain't gonna get along. Light and dark just don't get along. Hey, um, because Satan and the demons are very wicked, and the people who serve them, they have a chance to turn away though, but some of them choose not to. So, anyways, yeah, this program. It's spiritual as well as you have your spiritual adversaries as well as your regular people. Your flesh and blood adversaries. So this week again, sleep deprivation. I can tell you some of the symptoms every time at night. I lay my head down to go to sleep, or even when I'm thinking about sleep. Whatever equipment they have, they must be able to measure it because I'll start to get that ringing in my ears, and it reminds me of psychic driving because again, there's such a thing. It's an energy weapon. It's called an SSS, silent subliminal sound, and that's where you'll hear a sound that'll your regular conscious will hear the sound that's being played, but inside of the sound, hidden in the frequencies, there can be an actual message, a hypnotic message by whomever put it in there. So your brain, your conscious brain will hear the regular message, but your subconscious brain will hear the message underneath. So it's very scary to know. It's actually psychiatrists originally used it. It's for mind control, obviously, whispering things that your conscious can't hear, but your subconscious can. It's very deviant, very demonic, and it freaks me out. And I have every reason to believe that's what's being used on me because every time I go to sleep, every time my ear starts buzzing, and it's not a natural buzzing. I don't have hearing issues. Okay, so this is man-made. This is not an authentic, organic, bodily problem. This is an energy weapon being used. Okay, and in the future, I'm sure you'll hear more about this kind of things. We're just these weapons and this technology exist. It's not a possibility; it's a capability. But a lot of times, the military and the powers that be don't want people to know about it because the more you know about it, the more you'll think about it, and then you kind of, they'd rather discourage that. But we're at a point where it's no longer really, you know, deniable. I mean, it's right in your face. We're doing a broadcast with a phone. I am. I mean, there's no cords, no nothing. How is this broadcasting? Through the internet. Well, what is the internet? It's a form of energy. And it's invisible, and it's powerful. It's running. You know, because we're doing this broadcast. It's running perfect. So the same tools that can be used to communicate, media channel. Okay, it can also be weaponized, right, in cases of like silent subliminal sound. So that's what happens to me every night. It's very disturbing. So as far as this week with everything that's going on, so many different people name so many names. I have to say my targeting has changed a bit. There's always a theme. And I can always tell who's at the helm, who's like really gunning for my harassment. And this week, I'm just gonna be honest, it seems to be there's a theme of Mexicans. Okay, not Puerto Ricans. I know the difference. The neighborhood that we grew up over here in the Midwest, we have Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, and so there's a difference. And they'll tell you when you're growing up, because sometimes as American you don't know the difference. You're like, oh, you're Mexican, oh, you're Puerto Rican, but no. Over the years of growing up with them, you get to learn the difference. Puerto Ricans have a different look. Mexicans have a different look. Their Spanish is different. Their music is, it's like Brits and Americans. Like we're similar, but we're slightly different. Or black people and African Americans. So you have black Americans and black Africans, similar but different. Anywho. So this week the theme was Mexicans and black people. just telling you. I'm trying to be as objective as possible when I tell you about this. Okay, that was the theme. Also, I seen a lot of cabs. So apparently in there's a group of Italian brothers that run a cab company here. So maybe them, like we said before, maybe something with the Teamsters. I've been seeing a lot of tow trucks. Again, with the Teamsters, transportation. What else? This week I have to look at it because I gotta write it down. Sometimes I gotta think about this. Planes, cabs, and tow trucks all run under Teamsters, don't they? Okay. I know I've had some friends of families' names mentioned. That gets old, real old. And I know that there's somebody close to my family that's very heavily a narcissist. I mean, like clinically so. Like a very dangerous person. But I don't like to give them airtime. They're okay, but they're okay, but they're dangerous. Put it like that, if you know people like that. And not dangerous for a reason. Some people, they'll fight and whatever for a purpose. And then there's some people, if you offend them, they'll want to fight or they'll want to get revenge. That's not normal, okay? Because if that's the case, all humans would be fighting all the time, but you got those few who think they're above the rest of us and that they can just act however, and not change is the key word, not change. So, I don't know. Trauma runs deep. The force is deep on that with that one. So yeah. What else? Big thing in my targeting too, for some reason, seems to be I know of like an old friend, her boyfriend's name. And try to follow me on this. It's really strange how they keep. You got to understand with this program, they always trying to throw out different people's names. It could be this person, it could be that person. When really, obviously, this to me, it seems like a military, black ops endeavor. To pull this off. The level of commitment and money and effort. Okay, so I know that the media was named. One of our local broadcast. I'm not even kidding. I couldn't even make this up. I don't make these names up. These names are brought to me by my perps. I'm like, okay, sports, which is very odd too. I just want to mention this with the sports teams. I get that sports. People who own sports teams and people who play sports, obviously, it's a very big money producing organization. Okay, so they're considered elite. Okay, that's part of the population that has a lot of money. Sometimes the people who own sports teams and operate that have more money than obviously people who work in government. Okay, believe it or not. Some of our leaders had money before they were leaders, so that's different. But like a lot of people in leadership positions, they don't make as much money as some people of the elite do. Okay, so sports owners and things like that would be part of the elite class of people. Okay, but what's funny to me is that I'm not into sports at all. Not that I dislike them. It's good to keep your body healthy. It's kind of fun to watch a game and all that, but I don't devote my life to it. Do you know what I mean? I can take it or leave it. Okay, I also realize that sports are, what do they call them, bread and circuses. So it's a distraction method. Okay, like all entertainment. Entertainment is fun, and it's when you want to be distracted, it's good. But when you're focusing on something and you want real answers, watching sport, crowding your mind with something that's a distraction is not good. Okay, so I digress. I'm not really into sports, but apparently that plays a big part in my targeting. Don't know why. But maybe the owners have a contract with, tech company or something of that nature. Also, Hawaii keeps getting mentioned. I don't know any Hawaii. Well, I know one person that's mixed with Hawaiian. She denies having anything to do with it. She knows one of our family friends who was into trafficking. I think one of her family members was into trafficking. One of her family members, mom's boyfriend or mom's lover or something, was I think like a federal FBI agent or something, which is odd because if he's an FBI agent and one of the uh, girls is into trafficking, you think he'd help her get out, right? Witness protection program and all that. That's what I do if I had, if I needed help out of a situation. I knew somebody was a federal agent. I'd be like, I'd ask them for their help. Kind of odd that they would still be involved in that, because you know how dangerous trafficking is. All right. So random people in my targeting too. Some people from the Philippines. I keep getting a whole bunch of people on my a few people. I don't get that connection. I don't have any of that heritage in my family. Don't understand the connection on that. Philippines. Not my thing really. Yeah, so that's that. Also too, yeah, with the black people. I know there's one, and this sounds so horrible. Like, let's talk about black people, especially with everything that's going on. But I'm just saying, I'm just describing it. Like, I mean, you have to say how something looks to describe it. That's okay. So I'm just saying, in one of my with my targeting, one of the black perps is I think an older, which again, I don't know where these people come from because it's outside of my circle, you know. But yeah, and I wish, funny. I don't know. I don't know these people. I'm like Mariah Carey. I don't know them, and I don't, not to be funny, but I have no desire to know an old black man. I really, not gonna ever happen. No desire, no, apparently somebody mentioned that there's some black fellow that's in the army or some military based. Woohoo, good for you. Not interested. Mm-mm. Please. And another thing, and this might sound a little mean, I'm just going to be real straight up. I told you guys I'm a little irritable today. I'm just going to be straight up with you, okay? If I'm not the only one that can have the experiments done on me that are being done, they can be done on anybody, which they will eventually be rolled out to the general population. That's why they're testing all of it. So my thing is, I'm not the only guinea pig out there. Maybe if you're needing more guinea pigs, maybe you could sign up yourself, or maybe make some more guinea pigs, pull from a different population. Maybe I'm probably ready to be retired from the guinea pig program. Pick yourself another guinea pig, a younger one, a fresher face. I mean, I get it. My mind, the way it works, I think I was more a good test subject, for this whole technology syncing stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I'm done with that. Now get yourself a new guinea pig. And this black fella. Maybe you would want to find yourself a black guinea pig. Black girls can be guinea pigs. Not that I would wish that on anybody. I'm just saying. Just saying. Spread out. Spread out. Get yourself some more guinea pigs. Okay? All right, what else? So this human trafficking program that's masquerading as legit surveillance, they're still testing and it's still not okay. Also, rumor has it that there is a crooked judge involved. Funny that, hey? Crooked judges. Yeah. Those are the worst kind. Oh, to be evil and to have power. But just like in the days of the Bible, they can be brought to justice too. So, and eventually they will be, no matter what. Even if they make it through this world unscathed and uncovered in their deviance, the true God will uncover it. So they're not getting away with anything. But yeah, apparently there is a crooked judge involved in my targeting. No kidding, right? I figured it was somebody high. Judge. Wonderful. Okay, rumor has it, and I believe it, just because the way that they're able to get away with so many things, it has to be an order coming down from high. And again, my targeting started before the current leaders are in their position. Our governor was not in power when my targeting began. The president was not in power when my targeting first began. Different governor, different president. Okay, so it wasn't them. That just goes to show, right? They didn't start it. Yeah. So some type of crooked judge, and I bet they have maybe a contract. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of times politicians will have side I guess, side jobs, side deals with other companies, different type of stuff, oil companies, tech companies. You'd be surprised. Oh, this person is a senator of, XYZ state. Oh, and then their side job, they're also the CEO of this big oil company or this big pharma company. You're like, oh, really? So that's how they're getting paid. Because like I said, the elite get paid more than government personnel sometimes. So government personnel will sway over to that side for a little, a little kickback, right? Because they have the power to make decisions. So then the people with the money obviously go to the people with the power to make changes for them and to make, rulings in their favor and etc. You guys get it, okay? Follow the money trail. So yeah, that doesn't make me feel good though. The fact that such power aimed at me, and I really have to keep remembering that the true God is more powerful than any human, or Satan and his demons. So that's what keeps me, focused and able to be okay. So yeah. Also too, I wanted to bring this up lest I forget. Okay. I told you guys about no last names or anything, but something about Mary. Okay, which I think this Mary person knows this black fella Mac. It makes sense. She's an older lady and he's an older fella, so maybe they know each other somehow. And I know that my mother's phone was hacked and it was like their family pictures, so apparently they must have done something, but they're literally her family's pictures were on my mother's phone, and my mother's not technical at all, so whoever did it, like, obviously, you know um, did it on their end. She didn't do it. She doesn't even know how to upload pictures. So yeah. Okay, but so this lady Mary, and I want to just say this last thing. My mother, for some reason, my family knows about my targeting. They do. Um, my sisters, my siblings, also know about my targeting, and I believe they have a lot to do with it. And one person my mother keeps naming might have some knowledge of my targeting is her ex-boyfriend, who actually sexually abused us, and all types of ways. And my sisters and brother got taken away into foster care because he was being so abusive in the household, wouldn't pay the bills, was doing drugs, was trying to sexually abuse everybody, was trying to physically abuse everybody. I mean, it was really horrible. He's since gone on to live a life. People can change, so I don't hold anything against anybody. But my sister has the nerves. Now get this. Okay, so she was taken away and put into foster care and actually given up for adoption. Okay, because of this man, right? I mean, dad's acting up. Dads hold the house together. Mom and dad's. If the dad's abusing the mom, well, okay, then how is the house going to function? So really, a lot of the blame falls on him. But she, in her mind, puts a lot of the blame on my mother. But it really should be equal. It's not just the woman who has the kids. It's not just the man. It's both. Okay, and if the man is being super abusive, then the woman can't run the house and they can't run it together. So I digress. Anyways, but my sister, because for whatever reason, wants to be close to her father. And again, maybe he's changed. I don't know. I never got an apology. He never served any time for what he did to me. I did my time. I learned my lessons. He never did though. So apparently, some people just get away with stuff. That's cool. Not really, but okay. I'm over it. My sister, though, brings this man back into our lives, and he's highly dangerous. He messes with the underbelly of the world. The people who sell and do drugs, human trafficking kind of people, prostitute, women being trafficked against their will, I mean, just dangerous, okay? And my sister chooses to have him in her life. That's fine. That's her business. That's her father. That's her business. Then she has the nerve to wear a shirt that says "Number One Dad," world's best dad. I beg to differ. I'm just saying, he did sexually abuse me. He did physically abuse my brother. He almost sexually abused, my sisters, them. If he would have gotten the chance, if they weren't removed, they would have been sexually abused. He has a whole history of abusing women, so including my mother. So I mean, okay, a good dad, maybe he's changed, but the world's best dad, best is a strong title, for that kind of behavior. But I digress. She thinks he's the world's best dad, and I guess he gives her money from his, drug dealing activities and whatnot, organized crime connections. So maybe that's why she's got to lay it on thick so that she keeps getting her monetary rewards. I get it. Nonetheless, it's BS. Okay? But what's funny, though, too, is that this woman, Mary, Now, I never introduced my sister to any of my friends or family, or, she knows my family. Obviously, we have the same family, but I never introduced her to any of my friends. And it's funny because she ended up knowing this woman, Mary. This woman, Mary, was mentioning her name out of the blue. And I thought, well, that's odd because I never introduced you to. And I don't think they were on my Facebook together. So, how did this woman, Mary, know my sister? And the fact that my mother still thinks that her ex boyfriend has a lot to do with my targeting. It's pretty scary, to know that these people are going to such great lengths, and then there's a judge involved. I mean, this is nuts. You guys, we do this puzzles things every week. So for those of you who aren't familiar, I'm so sorry. This is a continuation. This is, so go back and look at my other videos. Look up targeting, bullying. Okay. So but you TIs, you guys already know. So I'm doing this for you mostly. This is a video for TIs by a TI, but other people you're welcome to watch and everything. I'm sorry if it's over your head, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of all over the place. I'm working a lot this weekend, so I don't think I'll have time to film tomorrow to record, so I'll just do it today. That's why. But yeah, so Mary knows my sister. Odd, right? Also, my brother had a girlfriend once, okay? And this girlfriend knew my sister. And my brother said he never introduced them. And neither did I. And neither did my mother. So how was that girlfriend knowing my sister? Why is my sister involved in our family's business? I mean, not business, but personal. Why is she knowing people that we never introduced her to? Just makes you wonder what's going on. Um, you know, so, and her father's very dangerous. Just makes me wonder. Remember, I'm piecing together the puzzles. That's what this video is called, puzzles. Okay, my weekly series called Puzzles. Oh yeah, another name that comes up in my targeting. People wanted to bring up. Oh, there's so many, so many. Somebody named Lily, which I believe my brother had a friend and maybe she had a sister or something. Not interested. I don't know them. I'm like Mariah Carey. I don't know them. I don't know the Hawaiian girl that traffics, is involved with trafficking. I don't know them. I don't know them. Don't know them. No matter how often you say their names, I don't know them. Somebody brought up, well, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Very odd though, hey? The story continues. So, yeah, this week, human trafficking program masquerading as legit surveillance. So there's a judge involved. That probably means there's law enforcement involved. I'm imagining, and I think this is important. This is where my trail, remember I'm piecing together these puzzle pieces. I believe there is a dirty cop involved in my targeting. A dirty cop, a dirty judge, and a dirty cop. Okay, and a nurse. I mean, especially with the human experimentation part of this program, they've got to hire medical personnel, and it's sick. That's part of the reason I do these videos. Actually, I was going to do a video on experimentation. I'm still praying on that to see if that's a video that I should do. It's very valuable information, but I have to double check and see if that's something that I'm going to do. But it is important information. So if you get a chance, research it yourself. Human experiment, as in the mind, neurological experimentation is the big thing nowadays. Because with the push for the smart world and syncing the human brains with devices, these tech companies are like Smeagol off of Lord of the Rings. Data, data, data. My precious. They're crazy about it. They're stone cold crazy about it. They go to sleep. They probably don't even sleep. Half of them probably stay up all night and got their little chips implanted and are just uploading information and thinking of how to conquer the world. It's sickening. It's sickening. But what's funny about this, and I'll leave off on this. Christians, TIs, good people. They're doing all this work, Satan and the demons and the wicked people, to build this new Babylon is what it is. When you're synced with a computer, you become like, we all speak one language again. Oh, sure. We'll all be connected, hive-minded. That's Babylon. Remember, build a tower to the skies, a stairway to the heavens, And what's funny, though, is that like the true God tore down the first Babylon. He was like, oh, no, this is too much. Tear it down, scatter them about the earth, scatter the language, because it was too much. Disrespectful. And now they're building a second Babylon, which is going to be even greater than the first one they were trying to build. But when it's all said and done, the second one is going to get torn down too. Done. You know what I mean? It's like ants like building a little thing, and then all of a sudden like you can come and like, it's so mean to do to ants, but you can just like move your foot and like swoosh their whole house down. You know, that little mound of dirt. Poor ants. We did that when we were kids. That's, I would never, but you know, you do. I'm just saying, but that's how the true God could look at this new Babylon, you know, like it's being built, 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 and it's out of wickedness. It's not that they're trying to accomplish anything great. They're trying to do it to have power and control, and to, I mean, really to be in, to hive mind the human brain, and to try to take control like that of someone's soul, to be their God when we already have a true God. That's pretty gutsy, and it's pretty wicked. There's wicked intentions behind it. Oh yeah, there is. You know, these people this year, we'll have to wait more, but this new technology, when it's synced to your brain, what it can do, not good things. They can actually make you do things that you would normally not do, sexual and all other kinds. I mean, that's another video. That's a lot of technology to go through. Okay, so you just have to do your research. You know, smart world, syncing the human brain. It can already be done. This is not a theory, it's a capability. It can already be done, but they have to mainstream it. Okay, and I think whether or not the population likes it or not, I don't mean to, I'm not trying to do any weird symbolism. Okay, really, what my hair is poofy, as you see, and it's like in my eye, so I was trying to get it out. I'm sorry. If you ever think I'm doing symbolism, call me on it. I promise I'm not, and if I am, I'm not doing it on purpose. But yeah, with the push for all this, you know, technology, it exists already. It's a capability, you know, not a possibility, not a theory. It's a capability. They're already capable of doing these things. Okay, and they're very sick with it. So it's just funny how they're not going to get very far. You know, they'll build it, but then the true God will tear it down once again, as it should be, because it's a disgusting thing. I digress. All right, you guys, have a great day. It's been fun. Thank you. Do your research, and the true God loves us. Bye.